out and the side is retired. So it's no runs on a hit, no errors, and a man left. The Dodgers coming up, and we are scoreless. And a look now at the starting lineup for the host Dodgers, again brought to us by State Farm. Rafael Furcal will lead things off and be the shortstop. After that is Juan Uribe now playing second base. Right fielder Andre Ethier follows him. Following him is Matt Kemp out in center. James Loney is the number 5 hitter. He's at first base. Casey Blake follows him at third base. Jay Gibbons will be in the number 7 spot and play left field. The catcher Rod Barajas follows him. Clayton Kershaw is the pitcher in this one, and he bats number 9. And set to square off against this lineup is the longtime Major League hurler and former World Series MVP, right-hander Livan Hernandez. And defensively, here's how Washington will take the field behind him. Into the box now is the shortstop Rafael Furcal as he'll lead things off in the home half of inning number 1.
Hello everybody, welcome on back to baseball here on youtube.com/SeanOsaurusRex. I am Sean, and today is day number 3 of the 2011 MLB season. It is April 3rd, which is convenient for us as we work through these this month or this season. Should be about 95 days. Welcome on in. Happy Friday. Thank you for hanging out with me for a little bit today. We are going to jump into our season mode. Oh good, I turned the volume off. Thank God. How's it going? I have 2 of the games planned for today because hopefully it will help the search traffic. We're going to watch the Los Angeles Dodgers. We will also watch the Toronto Blue Jays. We'll go through a few matchups before we settle in on a couple of other games. The Blue Jays game is early and the Dodgers game is late, so that's where it gets kind of interesting. So let's go to the schedule. We will go to Sunday. We have the Rays and the Red Sox, that we have not watched. We have Cleveland and the New York Yankees, which we have not watched. Orioles, Blue Jays. Tigers, Royals. Cubs, Pirates. Marlins, Nationals. Actually, we already watched one of those. Never mind that one. We watched that one. Never mind. Cardinals, Reds. Athletics, Rangers. Brewers, Astros. Braves, Diamondbacks. We have the Padres and the Dodgers set, and then I think these last 2 games we watched yesterday. So, speak now or forever, not forever hold your peace. We'll fill in the other 2 games if nobody wants either of these Rays, Red Sox, or Cleveland, New York games. Because if once I hit it, it will not let us go back. We can always watch them tomorrow too. So I guess if someone does call it late, we'll just pencil that in for tomorrow. Oh, now live on my channel. Thanks, YouTube. Give you just a moment. Anybody for these first 2 games? I have my hand up so I can kind of see where I am because I'm a little bit behind. Okay, I see my hand up. So we'll call it in Skip, they get enough coverage from the national news. You got it. That's all, literally all I needed. All right. Orioles and the Jays. I wonder if the Mariners play the Orioles this year. We can see if it's just me or if it is eternally irritating or eternally miserable for the Orioles and the Mariners. Cole Hamels taking on Ryan Dempster. The nice thing with this game not having autosave, at least I don't have it turned on, is that I can come in and get the thumbnails that I want, and then I can just reset the console, and it's like it never happened. Well, welcome to Toronto, site of the World Series, games 1, 2, 6, and 7. Orioles 0-1, the Toronto Blue Jays 1-0. What are we looking at here for a score? It is 1-0 Dodgers, top 3. Great. Enrique Hernandez singles to center field. Muncy to second. Teoscar scores. That was in the second. Okay. All right, but welcome on into Toronto. As we take a look at the scenes here. Canadian flag on the jersey. Derek Jeter, a player to watch. Sorry, Yankees fans. Yeah, doesn't have a hit yet. Depending on the lineup, might only have one opportunity. So we take a look at the Baltimore Orioles. John Jay, Gub Jingleheimer Schmidt, Corey Hart, Evan Longoria, Rick Ankiel, Derek Lee, Miguel Montero, Asdrubal Cabrera. Oof, boy, stumbled on that one. I could feel it in my brain, and it just didn't make the connection between brain and mouth. Asdrubal Cabrera, Corey Patterson, Luis Castillo, not Mariners Luis Castillo, second baseman Luis Castillo, batting switch at the bottom. So this is a tricky lineup if you have some right-handed pitchers. Cole Hamels is a lefty for the Blue Jays. Not necessarily much easier, but if this were, say, me in the MLB 2025 season, I would have a real tricky time with this lineup, as I did kind of anyway. Here's a look. Johnny Damon for the Toronto Blue Jays. Johnny Damon, Derek Jeter. Couple of Red Sox and a Yankee that they just said, hey, come on over. Come hang out. Come north to Canada. And we will get underway here. The first pitch is cracked out to right field. A lot of first pitch swings here in this game. And that is out number 1. Depending on the pitching matchup, we might see what we saw in game number 1 of yesterday, an extra innings game that went nearly, I think it went double what it's supposed to go. 6 innings when we're only supposed to go 3. Corey Hart steps in. No hits for him this year. I believe it's Toronto 1-0 and Baltimore 0-1. That is hit. First pitch again. Nice play by the shortstop, Derek Jeter, on a hop. Picks it at first, and that is very quickly 2 away. We have spent more time watching the Toronto Blue Jays defense throw the ball around than we have watching the pitcher pitch. Or the Baltimore Orioles step into the box. The lefty winds. Fires. That's outside for a ball. Good job by this third hitter. What do you mean? You're taking a pitch? You're taking a look at something? Oh, I don't have the game audio up. My bad. That pitch is low. Missing the ambient sound of Toronto. That pitch inside for a ball. I don't know what game you're watching. 3-0 count. He thought about swinging. It was a strike called. That one is smashed up the first base line, but goes foul. Full count now. And that is a strikeout right at the top of the zone. I had to remember which camera angle they went with. After a couple of first pitch outs, it was a nice at-bat, but it's an out. It's an ugly looking infield. I do not enjoy it. Johnny Damon's going to lead things off with Andre Ether behind him. Miguel Cabrera, David Ortiz, Xavier Natty, Mike Avalos, Derek Jeter, Carlos Santana, and Juan Uribe. Wow. Johnny Damon might have been on the Yankees at this point. I can't remember exactly where he was, but he did play for both the Yankees and the Red Sox. I don't know, kind of just looking at some of the names in this lineup, you would maybe put Toronto as a favorite. Ryan Dempster making his first start of the season. Derek Lee, Ryan Dempster, Evan Longoria. So a shocking number of AL East players still in the AL East. Johnny Damon for the Tampa Bay Rays. Okay. All right. That pitch well outside. The crowd cheers for Johnny Damon as he takes a strike inside to even the count at 1-1. That's a swing and a miss. So strike number 2 for Johnny Damon leading off here for the Toronto Blue Jays. So he would have played for at least 3 AL East teams. I can't imagine that he played for more, but you never know. That is going to go foul to stay alive. Johnny Damon with some luscious locks, 51 years old. His profile picture on ESPN for Cleveland. All right, he played for Kansas City, Oakland, Boston, Detroit. What? No, Boston, New York, Detroit, Tampa Bay, and Cleveland. Those last 3 teams only for a year. Played for the Yankees for 3 years. Would have won a World Series with the Yankees and with the Red Sox. So he is 60% of the American League East teams he has played for. There's a big swing and a miss. Nice pitch. Gets him to go down, and after a bit of a fight, Damon out on strikes. That'll bring in Andre Ether. A Dodger playing for the Blue Jays. At this time of year. Shakes off the catcher. Now readies. Fires. That is high for ball 1. Shakes him off again. This game really likes east-west pitching. Starts inside, goes outside. It's a pretty common practice here in MLB 11, the show. That one is hit up the middle, but the second baseman, a beautiful sliding stop and a nice throw in time. That's where that exit velo can sometimes be actually kind of interesting and not just really annoying. Miguel Cabrera. It was a little bit of a slower rolling hit than I would have anticipated. The sound I'm still getting used to because they all sound like they just got absolutely nuked off the bat. Catcher sets up inside and Cabrera takes ball 1. 2 away here in the bottom of the first. That is low and outside. Good eyes for Cabrera. Pitch is smoked over to the shortstop. That should be a nice routine play, and that will take care of the first inning. Both teams up and down in order. We will head to the top of the second, and Keel, Lee, and Montero will step up to the plate for the Baltimore Orioles, and they have one Baltimore Oriole. That is smacked again, a first pitch swing. That is 3 of the 4 batters for Baltimore have swung on the first pitch. The only guy who didn't was able to work it to a 3-0 count. That pitch is low, which tells you that maybe the Blue Jays pitcher not really feeling it today. 1-1 following the ball. That is hit over to second base. And that'll be an out at first. Derek Lee played for the Orioles in real life, playing for the Orioles here in our fake MLB 2011 world. The lefty delivers, and it is fouled away. That is now 4 of 5. First pitch swings from the Baltimore Orioles. That one is hit up the first base line, and that one's going to be fair. We'll see if he makes the turn at first. He does. Aggressive base running in this game. It's a good throw from the right fielder, and he's out. Hope you have a good right fielder, because we have seen a number of throwouts. This one, the first one at second base, tried to stretch a single into a double. We saw 2 runners, maybe 3, cut down at third just yesterday. He's out. No replay to overturn it. Miguel Montero will step in. Wow. Wow. Pitch is in for the first strike. Only the second Baltimore batter to not swing at the first pitch. Pitch is a little low, so evens things up at 1-1. Another lefty-lefty matchup here. Top 2 of game number 1. We'll probably look at about 4 games today. That one is hit out to right field and should be a routine catch. And that will do it. We are halfway home in this one. It's still 0-0. Baltimore picks up a hit. David Ortiz. Something natty. Something Olivier. Lawrence? No, that's not right. That might be the guy who played Othello. Lawrence Olivier. David Ortiz, the big lefty, in the 4 spot. This could be a very dangerous spot for these pitching staffs. We saw it in our opening game. That pitch is low. They pitched around Ryan Howard. And then Ryan Howard came up with a 3-run bomb to win it for the Washington Nationals. Ortiz steps into that one. It's cracked. It is going. It is... and out. Oh, my goodness. The crack of the bat, the loud cheer. I thought it was going to be something fun instead. It's a long first out here in the bottom of the second. That one is hit to first base. Underhand toss catches the pitcher in stride. And that is out number 2. Mike Avelis Aviles. That pitch is outside. One 0 count here to Aviles. That is a nice pitch inside. I don't think that's exactly where he wanted to go with it, but it's a good pitch sequence regardless because the Blue Jays batter did not swing. That is a swing and a miss for strike 2. See what the righty wants to throw him. 1-2 away here in the top or the bottom of the second. That pitch misses high. Good eye. Evens things up at 2-2. Which I guess is technically more true than if it were a 1-1. 1-1 would be level because it's not an even number. That one fouled away. Stays alive. Jingle all the way. That one fouled off to stay alive again. I'd guess that pitch was going to go low out of the zone, but can't leave it in the umpire's hands. That one fouled off. Sorry, fouled off. Forgot how delayed that call is. That's foul, that's foul. There's probably some rule for umpires that you can't call it until the ball hits the ground. That one is smacked up to the second baseman. That will be another out. One hit so far, and they ran it into an out at second. Other than that, nothing going on. Cabrera, Patterson, Castillo coming to the plate. Asdrubal, Cabrera. Got it better that time, if I'm being honest. Lefty winds and fires low and misses for ball number 1. Thanks everybody, by the way, for watching the dispatch video. It's doing very well. Hopefully people are excited. Episodes 3 and 4 will be on Wednesday. That is a strike called right at the bottom of the zone. It makes that swing in the previous half inning look a little bit better. So that looked like it was in a similar spot. That one is hit over to third. Looked like a bit of a delay. Is he going to have the leg to get there? No, he was out. He must have been out by half a step. It was kind of a bad jump by the third baseman. Oh my goodness. The heel is not in a great position. We can take a look at it. There is no replay in this game, and even if the computer was using it, they wouldn't because they just don't for whatever reason. All right, let's be the umpire, everybody. Sorry, I have stick drift on my left stick. This is a very old PlayStation 2 controller. Let's see, is he out? Is he safe? R1 doesn't seem to want to work. Hide this. All right. It's a nice stretch. Oh. He is, he's definitely out. There is air between that foot and the bag. And I think that's in the glove for Miguel Cabrera. It is close. It's simultaneously close, but not as close as I thought it was. I thought that was going to be more dramatic and interesting, but it wasn't. Pitch outside for the lefty. 1-0 with one away here in the top of the third. Looked like yesterday's game for these two teams might have been a walk-off. I believe it was a 1-0 Jays victory. Unless I misread it, which is also very possible. Lefty fires low, 2-1. 3-0, excuse me. That one is high. So ball 4. Don't even think he thought about taking the bat off of his shoulder. So the first inning, he will not face the minimum. I'm sorry, there's one out. I apologize. I got up and I did overtime today, so I worked extra, and it was an extra day for me to wake up early, so brain's not putting it all together. Trying to switch over to water, because that's, better than sucking down Baja Blast, but I might need a little caffeine to wake me up. Pitch is low for a ball. That one is in for a strike right at the bottom of the zone. Good pitch. One and one with one on and one out. Lefty fires over. That is a very... The way he threw that over seemed like it was delayed. That one is hit up the middle. See if they want to go first to third. They are going to try and advance to third. A good strong throw from the center fielder's going to be safe. It's good aggressive base running. It's a risky send. But if John Jay can get something going, they can take a lead very late in this one. It's not the most accurate throw from the center fielder, but it was pretty well timed. I thought we were going to see another run, or another batter cut down, a runner cut down rather, on the base paths. That pitch low and inside. That one is hit but foul. Oh. See, just so many balls just get pulled just outside those lines. Still only one away, so lefty here looking for that inning-ending double play. If I was at the plate, I'm sure I would give it to him. That pitch is inside. If Baltimore wasn't as aggressive swinging the bat and trying to turn that single into a double, they might have a lead. They're going to throw over to first. And again, it's that funky arm angle. Like, it looks like there's a hitch, and then he throws. Feels like it gives the runner an extra moment to get back. Maybe just trying to keep him honest. That one is hit over to third. He's going to spin to second, but he's going to be late. He took a weird turn. He's going to be safe at the plate, safe at first. It's a 1-0 Baltimore lead. He looked like he wanted to go home for some reason, even though he didn't need to do that. Oh my goodness. Wow. That should have sent us to the bottom of the third, tied at 0. Instead, Baltimore has life. Going to throw over, check on the runner yet again. Lefty delivers a fastball way up there, but still gets the swing. I promise I don't have my hands on the controllers. So 0-2 with 2 out. That's a good take outside. That's inside, that weird delayed jump back. Flattens out the count, 2-2. Good job by this batter. Did get fooled by the pitch up high, but is a couple of nice takes there. That one's low, 3-2. If he doesn't swing, it's a walk, but hey, it's still a full count. That's a good job to battle back. 3-2. 1 on with 2 out here. Baltimore took a lead here in the 3rd inning. Gonna try the hit and run. It's going to be an out at first base. But Baltimore, thanks to the defensive blunder, miscalculation, the funk on the defensive side for Toronto gives Baltimore a 1-0 lead. Derek Jeter, though, doesn't have a hit this season. He steps in. That pitch is outside, ball 1. That pitch is in for a strike. That pitch just high. 2 balls and a strike. That one is hit, but slices foul. Toronto Blue Jays crowd has had a weird day today. Clap chanting for Derek Jeter and David Ortiz. That is gonna get through. That was a funky animation. We've seen the... that's weird. That might be Derek Jeter's first hit of the season. I believe it is. He probably only had 1 shot at it yesterday, so maybe not the most. Like, he went from 0 to 500 with that 1 swing. Tying run on first, winning run at the plate. Good take on a pitch low. Don't want to get too amped and drive something into a double play. That one is hit, and he's going to drive it low into a double play. Safe at first. This is why you wait for the umpires, Sean. Safe. Just enough speed to get the foot down. Keep a runner on base. Keep the pressure on. That one fouled away. Oh, God, no, the window. That one is smacked. It is going to the corner, and it is gone! The Toronto Blue Jays with a walk-off home run. They take it 2-1. Oh, my goodness. I figured that would probably tie the game, but it just got out. Wow. What a turn of events as the Blue Jays pick up, win number 2 on the season. And it's Juan Uribe. Today's stats, 1 for 1, a home run, 2 RBI. Kind of hard to argue with that, huh? Cole Hamels picks up the win. Ryan Dempster gets the loss. And then Uribe had the home run. All it took was 2 hits. It was 2 hits. It was a really nice job busting up the first base line to make sure that it wasn't a double play. Otherwise, that's just a game-tying home run instead of the walk-off. And what an exciting start today. Juan Uribe wins it for the Blue Jays. Kind of a funky T logo for them. Mainly because it doesn't match the other logo that looks very like 1990s Arch. Maybe don't do this. All right. That was only game number 1. Let's see. So they improved to 2-0. Okay. I guess I can't look at what it was. Never mind. All right. We have Tigers, Royals, Pirates, Cubs. I think that's what I'm going to go with. Pirates, Cubs. We had a little AL. Let's go to the NL. And let's do that one. Get a look at the lineups here. You see a J.D. Drew. A couple of Knicks. Alfonso Soriano. Robinson Cano. Troy Tulowitzki. Travis Ishikawa. Ricky Weeks. Welcome on in too. I like that. How many games have the rooftop stands over there? Welcome to Wrigley Field. Game 2 between the Pirates and the Cubs. Cubs 0-1. Pirates 1-0. For those of you keeping track, I guess it's a Dalton Varsho home run to tie things up at 2 apiece. Dodgers and Blue Jays. Honestly, don't really have a rooting interest in that. As we get set for more baseball here today. Game 2 of our theoretical quadruple header. We had a game that lasted 6 innings yesterday. It wasn't the most helpful as far as the time, but we get set here for a lot of scenes here. Okay. Nick Markakis is going to lead off for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Starts a little lefty lane. 4 of the first 5 batters lefty. Nick Johnson, Robinson Cano, Jose Batista. I missed that name when we were looking at the loading screen. Seth Smith, Alfonso Soriano, Miguel Olivio, Chris B. Young, Chris B. Quick, Ryan The Riot Ryan. Playing shortstop. I guess I could give the position, but you can see it as well. Matt Cain making his season debut. We'll take a look at the Chicago Cubs defense. Troy Tulowitzki at shortstop with a gold glove. Nick Markakis will lead us off here in the top of the first, following an exciting first game of the day. Oh, that's an interesting background. Fouled away. I did not realize that that's what the Cubs pitching camera angle would have looked like at Wrigley Field. Good take inside. 1-1. It's just so weird to not see the crowd. Also, the textures that are kind of like repeated, where they were like, we made this texture, and we're going to press Control C and Control V right next to it. That is hit, foul. The bullpens are on the side. Interesting. When did Wrigley undergo renovations? That one fouled away. Okay, I just want Wrigley Field. There we go. That is hit out to the third base side. That one doesn't go foul and gets into the corner. He's all the way to second, and he will stay there with a stand-up double. History 2013 maybe. Months of negotiation. That pitch is outside for ball one. Additional signage to be placed beyond the outfield walls. Moved was opposed by many owners to the rooftop. Clubs, stadiums, or seating surrounding the stadium. That is hit up the middle. That is likely going to give the Pirates the lead. We'll see if it's a good throw from the center fielder. It is. It's a pretty good throw. It's going to second. That is late. That one's a little bit off. And a good start for the Pirates, who score one in the top of the first. Let's see. Can't really... Lawsuit? No. Not going to worry about it. It's not important. So the Pirates have a runner on second. They get a double. They hit another double. 1-0. Absolutely, the game is losing its mind for some reason. What is happening there? That is cracked out to center field again. We'll see if it's another play at the plate. Has a better shot at it this time, but not a great throw. So it'll be a single. An RBI single on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Off to a strong start here in the top of the first. Jose, oh my God. Someone let you take a picture with that? The bullpens were moved before the 17 season in Chicago. Wow. That is smacked out to right field. That will be a catch, and the runner will retreat to first. I believe that is out number one. Thank you for finding that information. I appreciate it. Drew with a nice catch there in right field. Seth Smith steps in. Because now the bullpens are out in center field or whatever. Seth Smith takes a ball low. 1-0. That is another good take for Smith. .20 count. Ball is high. Pitch is high for ball three. Fouled away. A little surprised to see the 3-0 swing, but that one fouled away. And just like that, it is a full count. See if the runner's in motion. That is hit. Gonna be past the diving second baseman. First to third? No. It'll be a single. They must have watched that Toronto game. Alfonso Soriano, or the couple of games yesterday where that happened. So we've seen a couple of defensive plays really give the opposing team an advantage. Little defensive confusion in our first game from Toronto that leads to a Baltimore win. And while Seattle was winning against the Angels last night, that attempt to go home instead of just taking the sure out at first cost them another 3 runs. Put that one out of reach. Oh and 2. It's a good take outside. Like to see the pitcher be a little more aggressive with the 2-strike count. I know you're trying to trick him or whatever, but just throw something maybe a little more competitive than that. That one crushed but foul. Sorry, foul. One and 2 gets the swing and the miss, so there is out number 2 for the Pittsburgh Pirates here. We are still, by the way, just in the top of the first inning. It's been a long first inning for the Cubs defense. Hey, go Mariners. Miguel Olivo. Olivo? Sounds like it was a second I. Yeah. There is a pitch outside and low for ball 1. Pirates trying to break this game wide open with a couple of runners on here in the top of the first. That white on yellow, pretty bad color decision. But it is 2-0. If for whatever reason that gets lost in the shuffle. Which I can imagine that it does, because it's pretty heinous. Big swing and a miss. Gets the count to 1 and 2. Cubs pitcher 1 strike away from getting out of this with limited damage. And that's what he does. Back-to-back strikeouts to end the frame, but not before the Pirates score 2 on 4 hits. Bourne, Prado, Tulowitzki coming to the plate for the Cubs. Down by a couple. Center fielder Michael Boren will start. A lot of lefties here for the Cubs. Left fielder Martin Prado. A right-hander. Shortstop Troy Tulowitzki. Behind him, right fielder J.D. Drew. Catcher Josh Thole. First baseman is Derek Barton. Designated hitter Travis Ishikawa. That ends a line of 4 straight lefties before you get to switch hitter Alberto Colapso. The third baseman, and Richie Weeks, the second baseman, is a righty at the bottom of the lineup. Daisuke Mata Suzuka makes his season debut as we take a look at the Pittsburgh Pirates defense. Lineup might be a little tricky for the right-hander to navigate. A long windup for ball 1. That's a nice pitch in for a strike. Winds and fires the low, ball 2. Might need the Cubs to get a runner on to see if we can get the pitcher to pitch from the stretch, speed things up a little bit. That was something that I really struggle with, or is something that I struggle with in the show these days. That one is smashed out to the left, but routine fly ball. Out number 1. Sometimes those longer windups can make you a little antsy at the plate. Ivy looks a little funky. I don't think the Ivy would be happening in April, but whatever. It is Martin Prado. That is foul. Got a pretty good piece of contact on it, but could not keep it fair. Would have been interesting to see if this game has just kind of general aggressive base running or if it's team specific. That was a similar spot to where we saw the single go in, try to get stretched into the double. It's only 6:52. It feels so much later because the sun is just gone. That one hit foul the other way. We're getting closer to rolling those clocks back. Nice hit up the middle. That'll be a nice easy single. Took a bit of a wide turn like he thought about it, but stays put at first. And the Cubs, maybe a little something brewing here in the bottom of the first. It didn't even bother to load the other logo. A bit of a jam shot, but gets it past the second baseman. For Troy Tulowitzki. That pitch is away from the catcher, but bounced out in front rather than going to the backstop, so it holds the runner at first. That is a pitch right over the middle. Takes it for a strike. I believe the Ivy stayed on color year-round in every game up to 21. Okay, that makes sense. Big swing and a miss. It makes sense that the Ivy would stay every color. I guess I would have assumed maybe 2017 with the switch to the PlayStation 4. But MLB The Show 21 would have been PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series, so maybe that's where they were able to go in and go, hey, we should probably tweak this. On the PlayStation 2, yeah, sure, whatever. The Ivy can be... Oh, that time the ball gets away from him, and that'll advance the runner up to second. Pitcher a little wild, camera a little wilder. I guess it would look pretty ugly if it was just kind of like, well, in April it's this, in May it's this. And I don't play in Chicago frequently enough to really notice. Though we did play pretty early in Chicago this year. When did we play the Cubs? That is hit off the glove of the first baseman. The right fielder a little slow getting to it. And he doesn't have the arm to get it in time. That is a run-scoring single. We played the Cubs in June, so it looked like it was pretty full in there. I guess I thought it was earlier. It must have been last year. Except for the Cubs came to Seattle. Yeah, we got the Cubs real early last season. It's like we've only played the Cubs 6 times. Really love the balanced schedule. especially as a content creator who, chooses to play 162 games. Do not need to play the AL West that many times. 1 on and 1 out. That pitch is low for a ball. Chicago doing a good job to answer back. They got 1 to cut the lead in half. That is hit. Out to right field. It is going. It is going. It is gone. 3 runs scored here in the first inning on a 2-run blast from J.D. Drew. Back and forth we go here. An explosive first inning in the north side. On the north side. The majestic 374-foot blast. I did not think it had the height. Josh Thole. And the Cubs with the 1 out. Have a 1-run lead. Wow. That is hit to the shortstop. Fires over to first. That is out number 2. So 2 gone here. Good job to bounce back, get the ground ball for the out. Nice pitch in there for a strike. One and one here with 2 away. In an exciting first inning. Big swing and a miss under it and looked late. That is hit out to the second baseman, who gloves it cleanly and fires over to first. That'll take care of the inning, but a big 3-run first for Chicago puts them out front. It's 3-2. Young, Thera, and Markakis coming up for the Pirates. Let's see what they have for inning number 2. Crispy Young, Crispy Quick. Crispy jumping over the candlestick. Pitches in for a strike, and we're still getting used to that camera being just a little offset. That spot in particular, low and inside to right-handed batters, seems to be the trickiest to be able to predict where the umpire is going to go with the call. That one is a nice pitch. In for a strike. 0-2. Thought about swinging, but didn't. Didn't matter because it was a strike. Fouled away. Good adjustment by the batter. Met him up near the top of the zone. And gets the swing and the miss. Good job to go back-to-back on that fastball. Yeah. Terrio. Okay, so I was like not even close at all. But he'll step in here with 1 away in the top of the second. That pitch is outside for a ball. Got a little piece of it, but drove it right into the ground. Pretty good effort to almost get to first, but the second baseman makes the exchange cleanly, and it is an out. Out number 2. Lineup flips over here for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Lines and fires low. Easy take. Winds and fires. That is not going to get through the gap. It's right to the shortstop. Good strong throw over to first. And it's a quick 1-2-3 inning for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Ishikawa, Calypso, and Weeks coming to the plate for the Chicago Cubs. He's batting 1,000 on the season and steps in with a 1-run lead here in the bottom of the second. Can they get any insurance? Not with that bat. Nice play by the third baseman. Good throw over to first. And that is quickly one away. That Pirates logo really does not want to load. Oh, it's Calypso, not Calypso. He is not the villain of Twisted Metal. Good eye there, and that ball got past the catcher. It's a bit of an issue in the first inning for the Pirates. That is hit out to shortstop. Good pitching and defense here for the Pirates to try and keep this to a 1-run game. They just need one more out. See if they can do anything in the top of the third, but they have one more guy to get. Ricky Weeks. That one is hit out to left field. A little under it. And a nice easy catch to finish up the second inning. So, Pittsburgh down to their final 3 outs. Johnson, Cano, and Bautista. You like that order. Maybe not the hat that this guy's wearing because he wasn't on a team, but Robinson, Cano, Jose Bautista, 2, 3, 4. That pitch way outside. Good eye. One 0 count as he steps toward the plate. It's a good eye. It's a strike on the inside. Not going to do a whole lot with it. Not going to want to swing at that till an 0-2 count. Just a really low chance of success. That is a strike inside. The catcher set up a little more in toward the batter, and it seemed to move over the plate in a way that wasn't intended. We do see that quite a bit. 2 strikes under it. Right fielder comes in and waits for it to drop. And that is out number 1. Robinson Cano, 1 for 1 with a single. He knocked in a run. Batting .667 on the season. Picked up his first RBI in today's game. Let's see what he can do. And he's going to ground out to third. It was a hot shot to the third baseman, but able to regather and fire over. He's going to yell at the umpire, though. He was out by a clear step. Oh, and he got tossed. We got an ejection. Let's go. That's awesome. Robinson Cano gives us our first injection. Not really sure why. We're going to take a look at the replay. It's not close. Oh, we can't look at the replay. Aw, man. So it's funny that you mention... Oh, why can't we look at the replay? It's funny that you mentioned the stamina. Every pitcher in this game, stamina is literally at 0. And it just does not work the way that I want it to. I had the exact same thought. If a pitcher has 99 stamina and they have to pitch 9 innings, if I make it 30, then they'll only pitch 3 innings. I have put it at 0. We tested it at a bunch of different levels. It just does not, this game does not break the way that I want it to. I even have the settings in the menus where the CPU stamina is all the way at 0, hopefully quickening the process up, but it just does not seem to matter. What an entertaining game. We got our first ejection of the season. See how many of those we get, and we get a Cubs win. An action-packed first inning, and then the defense has settled down a little bit. Pirates got to be bummed that they let this one go. Yeah, because we only got into the bullpens in the game that went to extras. As we take a look at J.D. Drew, your player of the game. 1 for 1 with a home run today. His 2011 stats looking pretty good, as he was the one who gave the Cubs the lead in the bottom of the first. Matt Cain gets the win, and Daisuke Matsuzuka. God, I am Americanizing that, and I apologize. He gets your loss. Whew, all right. There you go. Fun first inning. And an ejection. I love that we got that. He was up by a solid step. Really wanted to look at the replay, but just did not have the ability to do that, which is a little annoying. There was no reason for it. I paused when the next batter was in, but I guess maybe I needed to go a little bit sooner. All right, let's move over to some AL action. View today's games. So we got some National League. What do we have? We might be stuck in the NL. Oh, we can go Athletics Rangers. Beckett, Rodriguez, Astros, Brewers, that's NL. Braves, Diamondbacks. If we want to go AL, we're kind of stuck Athletics Rangers. Oh, we can go Clayton Kershaw, actually. Maybe let's do that. Anything interesting? I am trying to pick interesting pitching matchups. Yeah, we'll stay in the NL. We'll go Kershaw. Astros, Brewers, game 2. Oh my gosh. The Brewers batting is literally 30th. Yikes. But there is Clayton Kershaw, making his debut of the 2011 season. I wonder if he'll get any run in the World Series. Mad Bum against the Giants. We watched the Giants yesterday. And we watched that game in that series. So we won't see the Giants for a little bit. Try to get around to as many teams as possible. Oh. Hold on. I do love that they shot this, and it's just that repeating thing. Houston is 0-1. Milwaukee is 1-0. That's got to be a bummer for Houston, because they said that Milwaukee had the 30th ranked offense in the game, so not good. And I would assume that that's related to the actual roster construction, but you never know. Still 2-2 in the bottom of the 6th. It's like Blake Snell walked Bo Bichette. So 1 on and nobody out for Toronto. Some interesting quotes coming out of the Mariners. The Blue Jays. Oh, we'll talk about this in a moment. Sean Figgins, third baseman, is your switch hitter. He'll lead off for the Houston Astros. First baseman Billy Butler is second. Matt Holliday plays in left and bats third. Carlos Quinton, the right fielder, in the power spot in the 4. Buster Posey, catcher. He'll be your 5-hole. Omar Infante will be at second today. Marco Scutero at the shortstop position. Colby Erasmus, a center fielder, and designated hitter Pedro Feliz. Feliz. Clayton Kershaw. Zeros across the board. So we take a look at the Milwaukee Brewers defense. It's a strong, left side of the field. Is that it must be the shortstop position. Sean Figgins. Go Mariners. And he is going to bunt. Has a pretty good... He is safe. Wow. Really good speed. Put that down. Not quite as far up the line as you would want it, but I mean, that kind of just died in the grass. Good speed for Figgins as he is able to get there. If he didn't get there, we might have seen another ejection. He was half a step, maybe. That'll bring up Billy Butler. For the Astros, who we thankfully don't have to see in the American League West. Instead, they're in a very funky National League Central before they get moved over in a couple of years. They're going to steal, so Figgins, he looked like he had a really good jump, and then the slide really threw off what he was trying to do. It just wasn't a very smooth animation, maybe too early. It definitely gets that left foot in, so they got him on, and they have him moving around. Is it one pitch, a bunt, and a stolen base? Be interesting to see if he takes a look at third, but I kind of doubt it. As Kershaw has to deal with some traffic in the top of the first. The lefty just retiring. Pitched a little bit in the weird game against Philadelphia. That one is in for a strike where he gave up some absolute nukes. 2-1. And they are going to go for the steal to third, and that is way too aggressive. Figgins has good speed, and he's had a couple of good jumps. He's having a conversation with the umpire. It's a nice throw over, but for whatever reason, the slide really kills the momentum. Two on, nobody out. That pitch is inside for a walk. So a real bad decision there to have him steal third. He got 2 on, nobody out, with a runner in scoring position, obviously because there's 2 on. But now you're looking at a funky situation where you have 1 out, just a runner on first, and a double play really gets Kershaw and this Milwaukee defense out of the inning. That ball is high, or that pitch is high for a ball. That one is hit into the ground, over to second for 1, to first for 2. And the what-ifs will... I mean, he probably gets to third. It gives you another opportunity with a runner in scoring position. It's an inning-ending double play. Brutal. But the Brewers survive, and they will send up Brian Roberts, the second baseman, to lead things off, and then a bunch of lefties. Niger Morgan in center field. Jason Kubel in right field. First baseman Luke Scott. Left fielder Vernon Wells breaks up the lefties for just a moment before DH Jack Cust comes in. Jimmy Rollins, the shortstop, will bat switch. Third baseman David Freese and catcher Ryan Hannigan round things out with a couple of righties. Hudson makes his season debut. Going to be really interesting to see the ERAs as we go through. We're getting just a lot of starters. I have tried to break this game in every way that I can think of, but it just does the stat shifting just doesn't make the difference that you think it would. So the righty fires low for ball number 1. That is in for a strike. Let's go to the grandstand, everybody. Get some popcorn, peanuts, and Cracker Jacks. 1-1 count. That strike is in, or that pitch is in for a strike. Pitch low. Two and two to the Milwaukee leadoff hitter. I think he finally takes the bat off his shoulder on this one. I think we'd seen a swing before that, but that one rolls foul. That one hit well into left field. It's going to be a long out, though. That stayed surprisingly straight. I thought it was going to veer off to foul territory, but just had a little too much hang time. And a nice play by the left fielder out there for Houston. Niger Morgan stepping in. Shakes off the catcher. Readies and fires. Pitch high and inside. Maybe don't shake off your catcher. Just a thought. Oh, speaking of a hit by pitch, I believe that's the first one that we've seen this season. Jason Kubel will step in. 1 out and 1 on. Really lost control of that. I say speaking of hit by pitch because it looked like it says Dalton Varsho got hit by a pitch. Nice little hit and run there to avoid the double play. So it is bases loaded with nobody out in the bottom of the 6th for the Toronto Blue Jays. Here we have one on second. Speaking of the team that got absolutely crushed to the NLCS. Some interesting stats about the last time that one team swept and the other team went 7 games. The team that won 7 games seems to perform better, which is weird. But I guess also kind of makes sense. A little more in the flow. You got starting pitchers for the Los Angeles Dodgers going, hey, who has a 2K build that we can play? Blue Jays take the lead on an Ernie Clement single. 1-1 count with 1 on. Couple outs here for the Brewers. That one is fouled off for strike 2. Way outside. Good eye. Two and two now. That one is fouled off. Long first inning for both sides here. That is cold. Strike three right at the bottom of the zone. Cannot leave that up to the umpire. Milwaukee gets no hits, but does leave one aboard. Quinton, Posey, and Infante step in. So we'll go top two. Kershaw for the Milwaukee Brewers. Winds and fires. That is popped directly up. Catcher steps back and catches it in foul territory. 4 out, number one. So 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 out. Good news for the lefty. Pitch is outside. A little curveball misses. 1-0. Be interesting to see if any of these offenses can get just enough to scratch across a run. Houston too aggressive on the base paths. That one is just outside to play a pretty nice pitch, but misses. Then we get 2-1. Does indeed. 2-1 with 1 out. Fires inside for a strike right down the middle of the plate. Evens things up at 2-2. And that one misses a little high. Full count for Kershaw, facing a right-handed batter. Winds, fires, here's a pitch, and it is foul. So we'll do it again. Sorry, wait for it. Now it's foul. It's foul ball. Kershaw gets him to ground into ground to the shortstop, but just has enough speed. It's a bad bobble. Thought it was going to be an easy out, but could not gather it cleanly, and that'll be a runner on first. You can say Seaman in the back there, even though that's not the teams that are playing. Seattle's playing Los Angeles. And that's what you're looking for. You just need one little break. See if you can try and get this run around. Here are the Houston Astros. Low it inside. Not going to get a ton of action against Kershaw. Man, it is still bases loaded, nobody out. That is wild. That pitch low and inside. Thought maybe it was just the pitcher that we saw earlier, but that was kind of a bit of a funk with the throw. Seemed like it there's a kind of a weird hitch to it. Feels like it gives that runner a little extra second to get back. Just missed outside. Kershaw really likes that curveball. If he could locate it just a little more consistently, he'd be in a little better shape. 3-0 count. We'll see if it's a 3-0 green light. 1 on, 1 out here in the top of the second. It is a strike. Good eye. I think you're kind of just letting that go. Seen some aggression on it. Maybe it's batter dependent, but I don't know what the kind of logic this game is working with. Now, 3-1, the batters have been very aggressive. They like driving it into the ground. That would be brutal, devastating for the Houston Astros as he takes a strike low on the corner. Full count here. I anticipate Houston would send the runner in motion. It's, oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, you got hit in the head? Yeah, go ahead, walk on down to first. You just got hit and like that. Whoa. Okay, so with a 3-2 count, a batter gets hit. Houston with a good opportunity here. Kershaw's not been sharp. Gets that low inside corner again. So Spotty's been getting pretty consistently. He's been missing that outside curveball, though. 0-1. Runners on first and second. That one is hit out to right field. Do they send the runner to third? They do. It is a rocket arm from right field. He is safe. I do really like that diving animation from the third baseman. We've seen it a few times here in the early goings. It has been successful. I think now 1 for 3, maybe 2 for 4. I just feel like that's not in the game anymore. So Kershaw with 2 on and 2 out. Advances the runner. Ball stays in front of the catcher. Saw that with Pittsburgh in the last game. Pitcher did end up throwing one past the catcher. Love to see a play at the plate in that situation. That's a nice strike in to make it 1-1. Kershaw fires outside. Ball 2. Lefty winds. Hits that inside corner. He's been able to get that spot against lefties and righties now. Big bottom of the 6th inning for the Toronto Blue Jays. As Kershaw deals, and it is hit. That seemed to break the game. I don't know why that looks so rough, but it was pretty brutal. There are a couple of stadiums, I think, that have some trouble in some of the more recent MLB The Shows as well. It just don't look good. That is foul ball. Right down the line. Just missed it. 2-2 with 2 outs. 2 on. In the top of the second. Swing and a miss. That'll set him down. They strand 2. So it was deuces wild in that one. Milwaukee charged with an error, but it does not come back to bite them. Wells, Cust, and Rollins coming up for the Milwaukee Brewers. Vernon Wells with a home run early in the season here. That pitch just misses that. Maybe it's not just Kershaw. Maybe it's just that outside portion of the plate is a little weird today with this umpire. That low inside corner has been really effective. Thought about swinging, held back, but it was a strike either way. That pitch is in. Looked like it was a nice hittable pitch, but laid off it, and it's now 2 strikes. 1-2. Yeah, that was Deuce's Wild. 2-1 with 2 outs in the top of the second. 2-2 count.
That's a foul ball.
Okay. Foul ball. Stays alive. That one goes high to fill the count up. So the leadoff batter. Both of these teams have done a good job inducing long at-bats. That is hit, and again, just really seems to struggle up that first base line. I have not saved the game recently, so it would be pretty brutal if it were to crash. So I should probably make sure that I save more frequently. That is hit up the middle, but the second baseman is there. Fires over to first. It's out number 1. We'll type a little message to ourselves in a notepad. Save after 2 games. There we go. Perfect. That pitch right down the middle. Catcher set up well inside, so not the spot that they were looking for. Strike 1, though. That pitch right on the outside edge gets the call. Strike 2. That pitch sails high. Ball 1. Big swing and a miss from the Brewers. A lefty, and that will be an out. Not happy as he walks back to the dugout. Timing very late on a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Not in the worst spot, but when you're that late, you're just not going to get anything to it. Jimmy Rollins with a 1,000 batting average. Steps in with 2 away in the bottom of the second. Pitches in for a ball. And that one, again, looked like it was supposed to be low and outside, but sails and goes over the plate. And that's not a spot you want to miss. Gets away with the one there as it evens the count out at 1-1. That pitch also outside. That was, I think, a little more what he was trying for on that first or that second pitch. That is hit out to the second baseman. Spins and throws, picked on a hop. And it is out number 3. So Milwaukee still with no hits. For Houston, it'll be Felix, Figgins, and Butler. Figgins had the leadoff bunt, but got thrown out at third on a second steal attempt. That one is hit, but foul. Sorry, wait.
Foul ball.
Foul ball. Foul ball. Just in case it got blown back into the field of play. I think the stadium for Milwaukee was a selling point in one of the older baseball games. Triple Play Baseball, 2001-ish. So we played that. I played that on the PlayStation 1 and the PlayStation 2, and I believe we did use Milwaukee because of that. There's a nice hit up the middle. That'll be a single for the Houston Astros. So they get the top of the third off to a positive start. 1 for 1, a single and a stolen base for Figgins. .333 batting average on the season. See what he wants to do here. He'll take that pitch for a strike, but no bunt attempt shown. That pitch is low for ball 1. One and one here, top of the third. Neither offense really able to get going. Sean Figgins, who's currently at bat, is the only offense, really. Seen a hit batter in this game. Right in the head, they didn't do anything with it, but... And that pitch misses now 2-1. That is just fair. It's inside the line. We'll see. He's going to go to third, and do they send him home? They do not. So a nice double for Houston. We see so many of those balls travel foul. But that one stayed just fair and sets Houston up in an excellent spot with nobody gone. Kershaw fires and misses high for ball 1. That pitch misses outside. That's in for strike, or for a strike. Pressure building here for the batter, facing the left-handed Clayton Kershaw. It is 2-1. Just need to get a little bit of air under it, see if we can even get a sac fly. That is hit, and hit well. That is going at the base of the wall. It's going to score 2. It'll be an RBI, an RBI double. And just like that, Houston is out in front. And Matt Holliday coming to the plate, the righty, batting .500 on the season. 0 for 1 today, though. See if Kershaw can mitigate the damage. That one sails on him, so not immediately. Oh my goodness. The Toronto Blue Jays just exploded for 9 runs in the 6th inning. That is wild. That pitch gets the outside corner. That portion of the strike zone's been a little finicky today, but whatever. Barger with a grand slam. Alejandro Kirk with a 2-run home run. Wow. That one is going to go out to left. They're going to hold him at third. So it's a single that advances the runner. Carlos Quinton is going to step in here. 0 for 1 on the day. Kershaw still in, so the managers don't seem to really make moves. When their pitcher's starting to give up a little bit, it doesn't have like the, hey, we only have 3 innings logic. Still nobody out. I think if you're I think if you're Milwaukee, you're willing to trade a run for 2 if you can induce a ground ball double play. There's the spot Kershaw has been hitting consistently all night long. Low and inside. That one smacked, but foul. The foul. That is a swing and a miss for out number 1. That's a big out for Kershaw. Goes back to that spot that's been very effective for him all game long. They are going to go to the bullpen here. Going to bring in number 54. Joel Zumaya. They still have that animation in the game where they like halt the catcher and like bring him back, but it looks way worse now. So Buster Posey comes in to face the newly brought in right-handed pitcher. Not sure why they didn't go to him a batter sooner. I don't know. Wasn't like it was an advantageous matchup. They'll give Posey something to look at, and he is going to make them. That is a bad hop for the Milwaukee Brewers. I believe that is their second error of the game. Shortstop had the first one that just kind of hopped on him a little bit. That should have ended the inning and left it a 2-run game instead. It's only a single out and the runner from third scores. So still a runner in scoring position. And now a 3-0 game with 2 gone. It was almost 1 pitch, 2 outs, and you get out of the top of the third. Still alive. This one really carrying and slicing to the right into center field. The runner crosses home plate, but it doesn't matter. Houston with 5 hits, 3 runs. Milwaukee does not get charged with an error on that. So I guess they would just mark that down as a fielder's choice. 3-0 as we head to the bottom of the third inning. We got one more game coming up for you after this. The Dodgers take on the Padres. So stick around. Maybe it's a better result for the Dodgers than their current World Series situation. Someone just typed in a Discord I'm in, all caps, "Welp." Oh, there. Oh, nice. Pitch is low and away. Misses for a ball. 2-0. Big swing and a miss on that 2-0 fastball. Pitcher winds, fires, and hits out to left field. Left fielder has a good read on it, and that will be out number 1. That ugly fake ivy out there. Ryan Hannigans will step in. Rocks and fires, just gets that outside part of the plate. That'll be strike number 1. That is in for strike 2. And misses low. One and 2 with 1 away. Houston up with by a score of 3-0. Everything coming in the third inning. He is going to swing and miss. That'll be out number 2. So Houston could go for a no-hitter here. Might be a perfect game. Brian Roberts. That is bunted. That'll go over to first and just barely gets the out. I am a little surprised that was an out. I thought it was as bang bang a play as a play can be. That'll be the out, and it is a 3-0 win for the Houston Astros. Player of the game is Daniel Hudson. He's going to get the win. 3 innings, no hits, 3 strikeouts. He must not have had any walks either. Kershaw goes 0-1. Daniel Hudson 1-0. Milwaukee, at least no hit. So I guess it would be technically a perfect game as long as there is, as far as our stuff is concerned. So there you go. I don't know if you can look at the box scores of other games. Faced 10 total batters, though. What happened there? What am I forgetting that happened? All right. We got one more game to watch today. You're heading all the way down. Not all the way down. It's Dodgers, Padres, Zambrano taking on Nolasco. Playing MLB The Show, all of it on your PS2. I have the PS3 and PSP. Nice. There is one of the games that is really weird. It's either 10 or 11 that you can still buy on the PlayStation Store for PSP, and I don't know why. But I don't know if that Sony, if the Sony Online Store is still working. I think it might be broken on PS3. All right, let's swap a thumbnail real quick while we wait for this to load. I have not. 2011 season game. Okay, so I don't know why I read that. Dodgers 1-0, Padres 0-1 as we head to Dodger Stadium. What do you got popping up down here? Oh, changes saved. Okay. Maybe let's not panic me like that there, YouTube. They don't have the 76 logo on the big orange ball out there in center field, so that's interesting. I have that game as well. Carlos Beltran, your player to watch. San Diego Padres lineup looks like this. It's center fielder Andrew McCutchen. He's still hanging out in the league. Designated hitter Ryan Sweeney will bat from the left side. Third base David Wright. Right field Justin Upton. Catching is Satalamaka. It makes more sense in my head, but I can't remember his first name. Saltalamaka. First base James Looney. Left field Bobby Abreu. Shortstop J.J. Hardy. And second base Brendan Ryan rounds out. Before I play another game, just a reminder, what do you mean? What does that mean? I have the music turned off because it's a copyright nightmare. Ricky Nolasco is going to be your starting pitcher today. Chad Pennington playing at shortstop. Adam Dunn, I believe, has a secret base all about how he hates to run. Andrew McCutchen going to lead things off here for San Diego before they switch to their new color palette. Gives us something to Wikipedia search. That pitch is in for strike number 1. San Diego Padres. Why would the San Diego State Aztecs come up before the San Diego Padres? Tatis is saying things. All right. Padres. When they switch their logos. Logos and colors. The original brown and gold between 69 and 79. The Friar, I believe, is how you pronounce it. Swinging the bat. Brown, gold, and orange from 80 to 84. 85 to 90. Brown and orange pinstripes. Oh, okay. Settle down. Punch him out. 1991 to 2003. Blue and orange. 2004 to 2015. Blue and sand. Oh, someone might be a bot. That's a strike on the outside quarter. So San Diego kind of fell to the same problem that a lot of other sports franchises fell to, where they were like, what if we change the colors to something that's not all that fun in the mid to late 2000s? Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. 2016 to 2019, blue and white, and then 2020 was when they switched to brown and gold. That is skied into left or right field, right center, and that will be an out. That's what I actually did want to look at was... Okay. Doesn't show the way I wanted it to. Alright. 2 away here in the top of the first for the San Diego Padres. If I had to guess, I would have guessed, as we were going to see a double out to left field. Kareem's off the wall. He's going to throw it in, but an easy stand-up double. I would have guessed it when I was looking at the Wikipedia thing, and it was like 2004 to 2013. I thought that's when they would have switched back to the older colors. This is just a heinous uniform combo. Justin Upton. Batting 1,000. Two outs with a runner on second. Pitches in. Catcher does a good job to keep it in front of him. Oh, nice. I hope you enjoy. One to 0 after the little chat. Sends that one high. I mean, even that MLB text in the back is so disgustingly mid-2000s. I mean, I don't know why I would be annoyed at that. I'm playing a game from 2011, and it looks like a game from 2011. What are you complaining about? All right, 3-0 count here. Green light swing, or... No, it's in for a strike. He's lucky he missed that spot that was a little further inside. Otherwise, that was ball 4, and it would be 2 on with 2 out. Instead, it's 3-0, or 3-1, excuse me. Winds and fires. That one is crushed out to left field. It is going. It is going. It is gone. Justin Upton crushes one out to left field, and the Padres jump out to a 2-0 lead in the top of the first. Jarrett. Santalamacchia. I'm not playing. Thank you, though. So with 2 outs, 2 out damage. It's one of the few 3-1 pitches we've seen where they don't just beat it into the ground or knock it into an out. It's actually an effective swing. Ooh, thought about swinging. It Doesn't look like he did. No appeal to the third base umpire. That is high and inside. So a 3-0 count. See if he gives him anything to hit here. He does get that in the bottom. Why would I exit out of the game? (3-1). Saw a good swing on the last 3-1. What do we have here? That one is crushed out to right field. The right fielder is chasing it. He's going to have a... No, he does not have it to play at the wall. That one sails out, and it is gone. Slam Diego. Slam Diego is here. Two-out home runs. Pushes the lead out to 3-0. I forgot to save the franchise mode, or the season mode. I even wrote a note, and then I promptly did not. Well, you know what I did is I hid the note, and then I didn't see it. It's behind another window. Okay, I promised that this game was not picked to watch another team pile on the Dodgers. That was not my intention. Pitch is outside, so not what you want after a couple of 3-1 homers is another ball. What information do you need about the jukebox? Looks like the guy got crossed up a little bit. That was a whole weird situation with Framber Valdez, huh? That pitch is in on the low corner. 2-1. Maybe that changes things up a little bit. That is smashed out to right field, and that is off the top of the wall. That's a 2-out double. Bobby Abreu steps in, and this is the first inning that just will not end for the Los Angeles Dodgers. That's inside for a strike. No. It's a 3-inning season mode that I'm doing. 0-2. 2 outs here. And catcher does a good job to block that one. The only one the catchers missed didn't have a runner on base, so it wasn't that big of a deal. It's 11-4 now in the World Series. First game of the World Series. Another meeting at the mound. I don't know if that's really going to do a whole lot, but we'll see. I mean, if they can at least keep it to 3, that feels reasonable. Got a little lucky that the ball didn't have just, quite enough carry to right that second time. That is fouled off. We've had some longer first innings here in this one. The Padres-Cubs game had a long first inning with both teams scoring multiple runs. The Brewers-Astros game just felt kind of slow in general. That's the first one that gets by him. Allows the runner to advance. He's going to throw over to third, but it doesn't matter. Safe. And this pitcher is falling apart. It's a good attempt, and that's the danger, right? We see so many of those pitches where the catcher sets up in a spot and then it just goes over the middle of the plate. One of the few that's actually been missed by the catcher. They've been really good at catching them. That pitch is inside and the late move out of the way. That's a swing and a miss. So, the inning mercifully, or the half inning, I should say, mercifully comes to a close for the Los Angeles Dodgers. 4 hits, 3 runs for San Diego, including a 2-run home run, a solo shot, and nearly another home run. Juan Pierre's going to lead off, the designated hitter for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Carlos Beltran in center field. Ryan Braun in left, Adam Dunn at first. Michael Stanton in right field. Ryan Dumit, the catcher. Wilson Betemit at third base. Gordon Beckham over at second. And the shortstop, Cliff Pennington, the switch hitter. Well, wow, 4 switch hitters, huh? 4 switch hitters. That is a lot of switch hitters. Carlos Zambrano will be your pitcher this evening. It's our 4th and final game of the day. I am hoping to get a kind of like game of the week going for tomorrow, but we'll see if I can get the footage settled correctly. Or maybe I just pick a different game. And we'll be back with more live games on Sunday. We got one more game for all these series, so we'll hit some teams that we haven't seen yet. And then once Monday rolls around, we might get some repeat teams, but try not to have too many of them too often. Try to make sure there's at least one new team, unless there's a really good matchup. 1-1 count here. See if the Dodgers can make this interesting at all. It's an interesting take. Looked like that was a very hittable pitch. Again, we are off to that angle, so it makes it a little weird. So what might look like a real hittable pitch is maybe not to the batter. That one is smacked but foul. That one is a passed ball, but doesn't matter because there's no one on base, so could prove to be a problem moving forward. That one is popped for the catcher, who will catch it just out front of home plate, and 1 away. Carlos Beltran will step in. Slow loading photo. That pitch inside and low. And again, inside and low. So 2-0 quickly here. A chanting MVP in the second game of the season. That pitch just misses outside. Ball 3. And a 4-pitch walk, so not a whole lot for the Dodgers bat to think about. That'll bring in Ryan Braun of the Milwaukee Brewers. One on, one out. Braun puts this one into right field, but it's going to be a routine flyout. Just got a little too under it. So Adam Dunn steps in with 1 on and 2 out here in the bottom of the first. Compared to this, the top of the first for San Diego, this is a lightning pace. Pitch is in for a strike. Right-hander fires in. Big swing and a miss from Adam Dunn. That is crushed out to right. It is carrying. It is gone. 2-run home run gets the Dodgers back in this game. Beltran meets him at home plate, and it is a 3-2 Padres lead. It's a good sound off the bat, but that sound can be a little tricky sometimes, and we did see the Padres come up just short on a home run, so it was not 100% that it was going to get out of the stadium. So that'll bring in Stanton. That is a 2-out, 2-run shot. That is inside. That hit him. That's going to put a runner on first, and a wild first inning continues. As the boos rain down, Ryan Dumit steps in. That fouled to the backstop. 0-1. That one fouled off again, so a couple pieces of contact, just barely keeping him alive at the plate. 0-2, 2 outs. That is hit to the first baseman. He will turn around, step on the bag, and that will be out number 3. Los Angeles takes advantage of a hit batter, or hit by pitch, and one swing of the bat puts them within 1. It's Hardy, Ryan, and McCutchen coming up. Go Mariners. When did I get this game? I bought this game fairly recently. I think I bought it back in August-ish. Late August, early September. That is hit out to the second baseman. Picks it cleanly and throws over to first for out number 1. So, quick first out for the San Diego Padres. I bought this game it's a recent addition because I enjoy the retro sports stuff, but I was also starting to look for some off-season content. August 2025, yes. I bought this game in August 2025. Go Mariners. Ryan steps in. Hits it, but it goes foul. Wait.
That's a foul ball.
Foul ball. Let's not put that in the chat. Hopefully this just removes the 1. Oops. Big swing and a miss for the San Diego batter from Seattle. The Vetter man himself. God, the Vetter Cup sucks. Big swing and a miss. Andrew McCutchen, MLB 13, the show cover athlete. MLB The Show with the year number at the end makes a whole lot more sense rather than MLB 11, The Show. But McCutchen was a cover athlete for MLB 13. Pitch is low and outside. Pitcher here for the Dodgers doing a much better job navigating this San Diego Padres lineup. Does get the advantage at the bottom of the order, but still have to get through it. And of course, as soon as I said that, commentator's curse. It's a single for Andrew McCutchen. Still in the league, still playing for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Ouch. Andrew McCutchen. He is 39. My goodness. I guess that makes sense, but can I get a little Wikipedia? So McCutchen gets a 2-out single. This was where the San Diego Padres started to do their damage. We'll see a throw over to first. Yeah, still on the Pirates. That pitch is low. Good job by the catcher to pick it out of the dirt, or block it, I should say. Played for the Pirates from 29 to 2017. Went to the Giants in 2018. The Yankees in 2018. The Phillies from 2019 to 2021. That pitch is in for a strike. The Brewers in 2022, and he's been with the Pirates for a couple of years. See how much longer he plays, especially on a kind of a dog-do Pittsburgh Pirates offense. But they might need his leadership, but also the Pirates players need the ownership to do anything. He's a generational talented pitcher. No thank you, we're good. That is splashed into left field. Or will be interesting to see if they want to send McCutchen. He is hustling around third. It might be a play at the plate. It's going to be cut off and no throw. Safe at home, so an RBI double. Every MLB The Show 06 for PS2. That's almost the same. I think it's about the same batch of games that I have. 06 on PS2, 07 through 13 on PS3. I don't have 21 for the PS5 physically, but I have it digitally. But I have the PS4 physical version because it had the upgrade path. That is cracked out to center field. Let's see if they want to send him around third. They do. Throw is in. Throw is off the line. Good dive by the catcher, but in and safe. So another run for the Padres. And again, it's 2-out damage, and it's this top of the lineup that is giving this Dodgers pitcher a lot of trouble. Justin Upton is 1 for 1 with a 2-run homer. Just need one good pitch to try and get that third out. Look like a pitch out there. That pitch just outside, apparently. Fouled up the third base line. 2-1 the count here. Top two. It's been long innings for the San Diego Padres offense. But the pitching or the coaching staff is not making a pitching change for the Dodgers. In one of the rare times where we see a team score in the first inning and add on in later innings. It's not as common as you might think. Upton gets the Swings and misses, so that'll be a strikeout they were trying to steal. Or get the hit and run. San Diego now 7 hits, 5 runs. Dodgers coming to the plate. Bermit, or Bedimit? Bedimit. Wilson Bedimit will lead us off here in the bottom of the second. Probably need to do what they did in the first inning. Just try to pick up a run or two here. Try and keep it close. I would hope that they would go to the bullpen because they're just getting crushed by the first 6 hitters in this San Diego Padres lineup. That is off the inside of the bat, it sounded like, and popped sky high for a pop-out. 1 away for the Dodgers. Gordon Beckham. Beckham. Good contact, but that ball's foul. That ball is foul. Oops. Pitch misses low. Quick check on the World Series. 11-4. Looks like it's going to be Game 1 Toronto. Swings and pops it foul. 1-2. That is high and outside. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. It is grounded over to third base. And a strong throw gets him at first. 2 away. This was where the Dodgers did their damage in the first inning. Took advantage of a hit by pitch, and then Adam Dunn with a 2-run homer. Cliff Pennington steps in from the A's. And Pennington, a very quick 1 pitch out, and that'll do it for the Dodgers here in the bottom of the second. San Diego with a much cleaner inning, and it's still 5-2. It's definitely going to be top third because we're in Los Angeles. Weird. Saltalamacchia steps in. He has a solo home run today. Is indeed top of the third. I thought my brain broke there. Just a text issue with in the score bug. There's a theory that sweeping the playoffs is too much time off versus a team that played a full 7-inning game. Also, hello. I hope your first day of work was great. Congrats on the new job. I have that thought. I agree with the theory. But then you see, the Mariners, the Blue Jays, and the Brewers all won their divisional series. But yeah, I guess, they played, what was the last time they would have played? Does it give you schedule? Oh, okay, here you go. Oh, they didn't play for a full week. That is going to be splashed out to center. Yeah, that's a full week. Okay. What was the difference between... So it would have been Sunday the 28th and then theoretically Saturday. So that would have been Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 5 days versus 7 days? Okay. I think it checks out. I mean, they talk about it on like Talking Baseball about how baseball is an everyday sport to stay in the rhythms and the routines. But the Dodgers also, they had that first round bye last year and they did the whole like extra days thing. I don't know. Speaking of the Dodgers, they bring in a lefty to face the lefty after the single. That is smacked foul.
Foul ball.
That pitch low and outside. Fouls it off, which is unfortunate because they were putting a runner in motion. 1-2. That pitch is outside. That is smacked out to center. Does not have the correct launch angle. That'll be an out for the Padres here in the top of the third. Dodgers really need a stopper here to keep them within striking distance, though their offense hasn't done anything with the exception of Adam Dunn. It is a good pitching change, a couple lefties in a row here. I don't remember the lineup exactly, but I believe there was a pretty good chunk of lefties. Really starts to blur together when you're game number 4 and it's just like, stuff's happening. Things are happening. That pitch is high. Kind of surprising. So 3-0 should be just kind of an auto take unless he gives you an absolute meatball. We'll let that one go for a strike. Now 3-1 is the count, and that is where the San Diego Padres have hit their 2 of their home runs, a 2-run blast and a solo shot. And he'll issue a walk. Okay, good eye. Well outside into the other batter's box. Tries to get him to swing, but that'll advance the runner to second. And now you have 2 on with 1 out for J.J. Hardy, and he'll get the advantage with the left-handed pitcher up. That pitch is outside. That pitch low. Two and 0. 2 on, 1 out. Doesn't get the call. That looked like a pretty solid pitch, but must have been just a touch low. That one is, on the top side. I guess technically the count makes sense at 3-1. I just would have assumed that those pitches would have been flipped. Okay, again, 3-1. That's where the home runs have been hit for the Padres. It's going to be a grounder, and diving over it is the right fielder. They're sending him home. Maybe just a little bit more. It's going to be a... He was safe? What? Oh? Okay. Sorry, the controls are all funky. All right, let's take a look at it. This is probably the best play at the plate that we've had, minus maybe that Seattle one from yesterday. It's a great slide. I mean, his foot is in. His left foot's going to be in. It's just a late tag. Wow. I mean, when you see where the ball gets, or when the ball gets to the catcher, I'm thinking out. Like, oh, he's got him dead to rights. Which is a little bit slow on maybe the transition, the ball to glove. 6-2 is the score now. One away for the Padres. They've been in charge of this one from the jump. Need to bring in my coaster. That'll probably help instead of me slamming a metal cup. Or not slamming, but setting a metal cup on a wood desk probably doesn't sound great. Maybe a coaster would fix that. That one up the third baseline, but foul. Two-strike count. Can't get it called on the outside part of the plate. It's been an inconsistent portion of the strike zone for the entire stream that we've been doing tonight. That's way inside. Lucky they didn't hit another, or there's not another hit batter. I would be curious because there was a hit batter on the Padres side, or the Padres pitcher hit a Dodgers batter. If a Dodgers pitcher hits a Padres batter, is that an ejection? We've already seen one ejection today. As Perron goes down on strikes called on that quarter part of the plate. I'd like to see those a little bit more. I said that right as he was grabbing his crotch, so not a great timing sentence by me. But they've shown us some of the locations in the zone. I'd like to see those a little bit more. Maybe we need to take away the batter walk-ups? No, because then I don't know who's at bat. Two away here for the Padres. McCutchen looks at a 1-0 count, and that will go to 2-0 as that pitch is a little high. Surprised the Dodgers have not dug into the bullpen. The game just does not have the logic for 3 innings. Which really just makes you appreciate NBA 2K. That pitch is outside. McCutchen with a 3-0 swing. They're going to send him around third. This should be a pretty good play. The plate is cut off. Just kidding. It was a pretty weak throw from right field. Wow. Okay. So the Padres keep piling on. McCutchen with an RBI single. And it's 7-2. Let's start keeping track of some stats. Like how many games are we realistically going to see that have a touchdown scored? Mariners had 5 yesterday. That strike is in. Or pitch is in for a strike, excuse me. Let's see, Rockies scored 1. 7 will be a really interesting number to. Oh, here. Well, you know what? We'll mark it down in our notes that I will forget. Top score. Padres. Day 3. 7. And then we'll make sure to save after this, because I definitely forgot to earlier. That pitch is low and outside. Swing and some contact, but foul. Full count with 2 on, 2 outs, top of the third. Lefty-lefty matchup, and it's going to be hit to the third baseman, who makes a nice snag at the hot corner. Padres tack on 2 more, and it'll make it 7-2. Pierre, Beltran, and Braun coming up for the Dodgers, excuse me. Who was the strikeout for? We'll look at the box score. I forgot who Ryan Braun was on. Maybe I'm forgetting who Ryan Braun is. Pitch low and outside. Dodgers are going to need a huge inning, but we've seen 5-run innings before. Mariners did it with a little bit of help from the Angels defense. That is a nice play at the hot corner for the Padres. Going to bring up Carlos Beltran, walk and a run. That pitch is low and inside. Yeah, we're final in Toronto, 11-4. As that pitch misses. Two-0 count. Takes the strike. That looked like a pretty hittable pitch. Yeah, but sometimes 2-0. See if they'll just go to 3-0. Oh, that is hit well out to right field. That is going to go all the way to the wall. Hits the fence. It's going to be a fire into second. Cut off. And the Dodgers, okay, they can get a little something going here. Working some magic, perhaps. Ryan Braun. He doesn't have a hit this season, so that's not great. Ryan Braun. Steroids that he was on. Oh, that's right. Because there was a whole thing where Aaron Rodgers was like, I vouch for him. One MVP that got busted for PEDs. Got to keep his MVP, though. He was the most valuable steroid guy. Could you switch it to the MVJ, the most valuable juicer? Weak contact keeps the runner at second. They take the out at first, and there are 2 away here in the bottom of the third. Dodgers are going to need more offense than they've had all day with only 1 out to work with. Well, Adam Dunn does have the 2-run homer. Well, interview where he's like, I am not on steroids. I promise. And his speech, but then got busted a week later. Oh, damn. Man. Should have shortened that timeline a little bit. Like the next day, you should have gotten busted. I promise, there are no PEDs. I did not do steroids. The next morning you wake up, it's like, yeah, he did steroids. That is, oh my goodness, how did the second baseman not catch that? They're going to send him home. We have no play at the plate to throw a little up the line. And the Dodgers, who I thought were going to be out of it on this very swing. Dunn drives in his 3rd run of the game. He has been the entire Dodgers offense, so if they could just get him to go back to home plate, Michael Stanton did get hit by a pitch. Oh, so they did not take advantage of the hit by pitch. Must have been a walk? Why do I have that backwards in my head? Oh, well. So 7-3 now. Runner on first. That is foul. That is outside. Michael Stanton. Oh, was that Giancarlo Stanton? Okay. Okay, yeah, that all of that clicks because I remember now that you say that. He was able to be used twice in some MLB The Show game because of his cards were under different names. Fouled away. Dodgers still alive, but I believe down to their final strike. They are indeed 2-2. 2 outs with 1 on here in the bottom of the third. That pitch is outside, brings it to a full count. All right, Michael Stanton, what can you do for us? Can you make this interesting? Oh, okay. The crowd cheered. I got confused. They're going to call that ball 4. Thought it might have been a swing. I thought it was a strikeout. That was a very confusing sequence of events. What happened was I initially got confused by why the crowd was cheering. Okay, so Dodgers still alive. This wouldn't tie the game, but would cut the deficit down to 1. That pitch is inside. It is a strike, though. That is still that inconsistent portion of the zone. Oh and 1. That pitch sails high. Ball 1. You can't get it all here, so you don't need to swing for it all. Put yourself on base, maybe score the run from second, give the guy behind you an opportunity. That is going to be hit over to the shortstop, and before I could really even finish my sentence, the Padres defense ends the game. So an explosive offensive performance for the San Diego Padres. They win this game 8-3. Yes, 8-3. And Jared Saltalamacchia. It sounds cleaner in my head than it does when I say it. 2 for 2, a home run. Knocked in a run. He's your player of the game. Saltalamacchia and Upton both home runs. Had home runs for the Padres. Done with his first home run of the season for the Dodgers. The Padres scored in every inning. 3-2-2. Carlos Zambrano gets the win, 1-0. Ricky Nolasco gets the loss. He falls to 0-1. Let's check out the box score because I was thinking about Upton Abreu? Brian Abreu? Is that maybe who I was thinking of who struck out? Somebody I got confused with Ryan Braun. Okay, well, there are your 4 games for the evening. Thank you all so much for joining. If you're still in the chat, I can look at what you were asking about for the options in the jukebox. I'm not sure what you needed. If you're still here, you have a moment. Let me get through the rest of these games. Actually, here, we'll update you. Have a good night. Thank you so much for joining. Thanks for stopping by. We'll simulate that. And we will simulate that. Okay, well, you didn't have to give the Mariners a loss. Okay, let's quickly go through things here. Red Sox win 3-0. Cleveland takes out New York to even their record of 1-1. 2-1 victory there. We watch the Blue Jays take it. Excuse me. Hold on. Oh, apologies. We're running on fumes here. We've switched to water. We're not sucking down dew. We watched the Blue Jays take out the Orioles with a walk-off home run 2-1. Tigers over the Royals 3-0. Pirates and Cubs. Cubs win 3-2. I forgot what that result was. The Nationals improved to 3-0 with a 2-0 victory. The Phillies beat the Mets 2-0. This might be a game that we watch tomorrow. No, did we watch that yesterday? It doesn't matter. Cardinals and the Reds, they even up the series at 1-1. The Reds win 4-0. Twins and the White Sox. The Twins take out the White Sox 2-1. Athletics beat the Rangers 3-2. We watched the Astros beat the Brewers 3-0. The Diamondbacks with kind of a high scoring game 5-4. And then the Padres and the Dodgers 7-3. You know it, the Rockies a 3-0 win over the Giants, and unfortunately the Mariners fall to the Angels 1-0. So there you go. We got the whole set of games tomorrow for us to take a look at. We'll find some fun stuff to check out. Let me save this real quick, just so I absolutely do not forget. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. I appreciate it. We'll be back Sunday, 6 p.m. Pacific time, with 4 more games. I do want to overwrite this data. 3 inning, you're good. And this actually ran about the length that I wanted it to run. Pretty perfect timing. We're saving. It's a big file. It's PlayStation 2 speeds, everybody. Okay. So that is saved. So here's the jukebox. I'm not really sure what you need to see here. Just flip through them real quick. You're about 15 seconds behind me, so... So there you go. That's your that's the jukebox. All right. Yeah. Thank you, everybody, so much for hanging out. I appreciate it. That is 12 tracks. Okay. All right. Sounds like you got what you needed. All right. I'm gonna do an outro. Thank you again, everybody, so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. Like I keep saying, these are streamed live Sundays, Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Do 4 games per video, 3 inning games. All the stats are goofed with, but it doesn't seem to matter because this game just goes, hey, starting pitcher, just pitch, pitch, pitch. Thank you again all so much for watching. We'll be back Sunday, like I said, 6 p.m. Pacific time. 4 more games. We'll find some series that we haven't watched yet, and we will catch you next time. Goodbye. Good night. Good sports. Where's my outro screen? Good night.